Severely hurt if he loses this hand. The flop, 6-4-6. Diminoff still ahead, but Montgomery does pick up a flush draw.
Montgomery tormenting Demidov. The Kings are still a 3-2 favorite.
Good luck. I told you, man. I knew it before.
You've got to love the way both these fellows handle themselves at the table.
Turn card, 10 of spades. Demidov still the big favorite to double up.
Just one more.
Montgomery needs an ace or a diamond to knock off Ivan Demidov.
Montgomery's family looks on. The river card. A tray of clubs, and Demidov will win that huge pot. His Kings pay off big time.
Scott Montgomery now left with less than 15 big blinds.
Demidov, the new chip leader, gets a hearty congratulations from his girlfriend Lika.
Day one, he was down to 600 chips. Now he's got more than 50 million.
A sad sight for the Canadian. Montgomery sees all but 7 million of his chips shipped to Demidov. The Russian continues to celebrate with his comrades. Ivan Demidov's appearance at this final table is perhaps the crest of a new wave of players coming from poker's next hotbed.
Poker is really growing in the past few years in Russia. Alex Kravchenko had a very good run in the last year.
It's a deuce, and Kravchenko does double up.
Everyone was rooting for Alex. It inspired a lot of people. I have been running really well in the past few months.
Ladies and gentlemen, just give it up for Ivan Demidov.
I won some tournaments in Russia, third place in Europe main event. Those tournaments was really important to me because I really wanted to prove to myself, it wasn't just luck and there is something more behind my success in the main event. I never expected to be in a spot like this. Now I feel even more confident. If I do good in this event, it's going to be even better for Russia because we're going to see a lot of more Russian players.
In the 2007 main event, Alex Kravchenko was the only Russian player to cash. This year, 5 Russians finished in the money. Next year, the poker room is going to look like the set of Red Dawn. Wolverines!
Well, Scott Montgomery's demise is good news for Eastgate, who has moved into second place, and he has good news. He's got pocket sixes. Pocket pair good for a raise to $1.25 million. Dennis Phillips with 6-5. They go into the muck. Elon Schwartz, I think he's taking that vacation early. He's still hibernating. Ace tray of diamonds for Montgomery.
Montgomery is short stacked.
All in.
And all in.
Montgomery's going to give the lone ace another try. He had little choice this time.
I have a count.
Demidov folded.
6 million and change.
Eastgate with the pocket pair.
I call.
Makes the call to put Scott Montgomery at risk. Montgomery needs to come from way back. He's hoping he catches something, as do his supporters. The Danes love it, though.
Any aces or diamonds in this deck? Come on.
Well, I threw a 6 away if it helps.
Well, it means he's not going to flop quad sixes, so I'm happy with that.
So Montgomery at risk needs help to stay alive. Here's the flop, and there's the help. He hits his ace.
Looks like he's going to stay alive. Huge flop for Scott Montgomery.
Now you're glad I had a 6.
Now it's going to make it even uglier when the 6 comes on the river.
I think it was the black 6. I think it was the 6 of clubs.
So I need a king of diamonds for him to be drawing dead on the river?
Yeah.
Turn cards, another ace, and all but closes out this hand.
Scott Montgomery poised to double up. Peter Eastgate doesn't seem to mind.
6 0 times.
Only the 6 of diamonds would end Scott Montgomery's main event.
All right, now the river card. Oh! The 6 of diamonds eliminates Scott Montgomery.
My goodness.
What out?
In a year of bad beats, now that's got to be the baddest of bad beats at the worst possible moment.
Peter Eastgate takes in the remainder of Scott Montgomery's chips. Montgomery out in 5th place, wins over $3 million.
What a ride Montgomery had for that $3 million. They might be outnumbered, but those are some fighting Danes.
Scott Montgomery has heard enough of the singing. He leaves the area to collect himself, while Peter Eastgate collects his newly won chips. And now only 4 players remain at this final table. Back inside the Penn and Teller Theater at the Rio, where the seats are still filled with spectators and supporters of the final 4 players, the majority of whom are here cheering on Dennis Phillips. Phillips looks down at Jack Deuce, and they have nothing to cheer about there as he will fold. Alon Schwartz with 10-6 into the muck.
Paging Alon Schwartz to the main event final table. Alon Schwartz to the main event final table.
Demidov with King-7 of spades.
In the small blind.
And the blinds are up to 600,000. Demidov will limp in with that suited king. In the big blind now, Eastgate. Trey Deuce, and he will check his option. So Eastgate and Demidov to the flop. It's 7, Trey 6, top pair for Demidov. Eastgate picks up bottom pair. Demidov checks.
Eastgate, 22 years old, trying to become the youngest main event champion ever.
Playing in his first U.S. tournament, bets 850,000.
Demidov told us he wanted to stay away from Eastgate. He can't read him well.
Demidov just calls. Turn card now is a king. King's up now for Demidov.
Demidov now a 19-1 favorite.
And they both check it to the river. River card. Oh, it's another tray. Trip trays for Eastgate gives him the check mark.
Eastgate got a free look at the river, and it should pay off.
Demidov first to act with kings up. He bets about half the pot.
Demidov thinks the water is safe, but all of a sudden it's pretty shark infested.
Eastgate now thinking about what kind of bet he can put out that will get a call. $5.5 million.
Eastgate doesn't talk much, but his chips never shut up. Demidov now trying to get a read on the 22-year-old. And at this stage of the championship, every bet, every decision so magnified.
Eastgate and Demidov have played a lot together at this main event, but Eastgate is one tricky character. Demidov at a critical moment against a strong opponent. And he lays down kings up.
Great fold from the 27-year-old Russian.
So Peter Eastgate picks up a couple of million new chips and inches a bit closer to Demidov. But right now, the chip leader is indeed playing like a champion at this main event.
I hope you weren't bluffing this time, because I'm gonna look dumb folding this hand.
No, Ivan, you look pretty darn smart.
All right, let's take a look at our E-Trade financial chip count. Ivan Demidov and Peter Eastgate are fighting it out for the top spot. Alon Schwartz and Dennis Phillips are in a tight race as well. Anyone's title to win here at the Rio. Action back at the table now on Alon Schwartz with Trey Deuce into the muck.
It's as if he's crawled into a hole and is waiting for Groundhog's Day.
Demidov now. Ace-4 offsuit.
Any ace in four-handed play is pretty good.
Especially in the hands of an aggressive player like Demidov. He does raise to just a bit more than 1.5 million chips. Peter Eastgate now. 10-6. He won't play that. Dennis Phillips with ace-8. Phillips started the day